Hello and welcome aboard, friends. I'm so glad you've joined me today here on Travel Vibes, where we talk all things cruising. If you've ever dreamed of sailing the open seas, watching sunsets melt into the horizon, and waking up in a new port each morning, you're in the right place. Cruise lovers like you and me often share the same passions. We love adventure, but also comfort. We crave good food and entertainment. We value memories with family and friends. And yes, we appreciate those quiet moments on deck with just the ocean breeze. But here's the catch. Not every cruise line fits every traveler. In fact, most people end up booking the wrong one, choosing based on price, flashy ads, or a friend's advice, only to feel disappointed later. That's why today we're diving into the real truth, which cruise lines deliver and which ones miss the mark. By the end, you'll know exactly which line is right for you. So if cruising inspires you as much as it inspires me, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future insider tips. 16. Costa Cruises. The Italian dream on paper. Costa Cruises promises the charm of Italy at sea. Imagine creamy gelato under the sun, a romantic piazza where music drifts through the air, and that first sip of strong espresso on deck. Yet when you step on board, the reality can feel very different. The atmosphere is more like mass tourism in motion, filled with bright colors, flashing lights, and an endless flow of energy that not everyone finds relaxing. For some travelers, especially those who thrive in lively crowds, this buzz can feel exciting. But for many who cruise because they love slow mornings, relaxed conversations, or simply enjoying the sea breeze, the constant announcements in 5 or 6 languages can feel overwhelming. Even the dining experience swings wildly. One night you might have a satisfying plate of pasta, while the next you're left with something rushed and lukewarm. Here's where the wisdom comes in. Experienced cruisers know that timing is everything. Eat off-peak, and you'll avoid those buffet bottlenecks. Pre-book essentials like Wi-Fi or drinks before boarding, and you'll sidestep the sticker shock that surprises first-timers. Costa shines when viewed as simple, affordable transportation between sunny ports, especially for younger, budget-conscious travelers who are less concerned with refinement. But if you're looking for that dreamy Italian romance, you may find yourself wishing the reality matched the promise. 18. Aida Cruises, the floating German club. If Costa feels like Italy on fast forward, then Aida is its German cousin, a cruise line that's more like a beach club at sea. Imagine guests heading to dinner in flip-flops without a second thought, music pulsing late into the night, and a deck that feels alive with laughter and dancing. The atmosphere is super casual, almost like a floating holiday resort where formality has been left at the dock. For travelers who love lighthearted fun, this can feel refreshing. Drinks and gratuities are often bundled into the fare, making the experience simpler and sometimes even cheaper. Yet for non-German speakers, the experience can feel isolating. Almost every announcement, every show, and even the humor and comedy acts is in German, so entire punchlines can sail right over your head. This is where seasoned cruisers know to pause and reflect. Choosing a cruise line isn't just about the ship, it's about the culture you'll be surrounded by day and night. If you don't speak the language, it may not be the right place to experiment. But for German-speaking families or friends who love an easygoing, all-inclusive vibe, Aida can deliver a joyful and stress-free escape that feels like home at sea. 14. MSC Cruises Glamour without soul. At first glance, MSC Cruises dazzles. Their ships gleam with glass atriums, sparkling Swarovski staircases, and dramatic architecture that makes you feel like you've stepped into a floating palace. Yet once you settle in, you quickly realize the focus is on sheer scale, moving thousands of passengers efficiently rather than creating a warm or intimate experience. The international mix of travelers can be exciting, with Italian families, American couples, and South American groups all sharing the same space. Still, without a shared atmosphere, the vibe can sometimes feel disconnected, more like a giant hotel than a cozy community. Dining reflects this balance too. One evening, you might enjoy a surprisingly good steak, and the next, a bland plate of pasta that leaves you wishing for more consistency. Seasoned cruisers often point to the upsell culture here. Wi-Fi, drinks, and specialty dining are promoted heavily, so what looks like a bargain fare can quickly add up. However, those who invest in the exclusive yacht club experience often describe it as a completely different world, with private lounges, dedicated service, and quiet escapes from the busy decks. For budget travelers chasing the look of luxury, MSC delivers on appearances. But for those who value connection, it may feel like glamour without soul. 13. Carnival Cruise Line. The floating festival, Carnival has built its reputation on being unapologetically fun. Step on board, and you're greeted with pool parties that seem to never end, karaoke bars filled with laughter, and comedy clubs where the energy is so high that people are shoulder to shoulder, laughing until their cheeks hurt. Add in the late-night pizza runs, and you start to understand why so many travelers describe Carnival as one big floating festival. For those who love constant activity, bright colors, and the buzz of music around every corner, this atmosphere can feel like pure joy. It's affordable, the food is reliably comforting, and Carnival has mastered the art of giving you more fun than you might expect for the price you paid. But for cruisers who dream of quiet evenings or more refined experiences, the nonstop energy can feel exhausting. Here's the insider secret many seasoned travelers know. The key to enjoying Carnival is balance. Plan your downtime, retreat to the quieter corners of the ship, or invest in a balcony cabin where you can recharge with your own private view of the sea. In doing so, you'll embrace the best of Carnival's high-energy spirit, while still holding on to the relaxation that every cruiser truly values. 12. Virgin Voyages. The bold disruptor, Virgin Voyages burst onto the scene determined to shake up the cruise world, and it shows the moment you step on board. These are adults-only ships with a sleek, modern design where you'll find tattoo parlors, drag brunches, and dining spaces that feel more like trendy restaurants in Miami than traditional cruise dining rooms. It's fresh, it's daring, and it's completely different from what many people picture when they think of cruising. For travelers in their 20s, 30s, or 40s who love nightlife, unique entertainment, and capturing those perfect Instagram moments, Virgin feels like a breath of fresh air. No kids running through the halls, no buffets with long lines, and Wi-Fi is included, so you can share your adventures in real time. Yet for those who cruise because they love tradition, like ballroom dancing, enrichment lectures, or classic cabaret shows, this line may feel like it's trying a little too hard. The key is to know your style. If you want bold experiences, late-night parties, and a cruise that throws out the rulebook, Virgin delivers. But if your dream vacation is calm sophistication, you'll want to look elsewhere. That's the beauty of cruising today. There's a line for everyone, and Virgin has carved out its place for the adventurous and the unconventional. 11. Norwegian Cruise Line Freedom. First, Norwegian Cruise Line changed the game when it introduced the idea of freestyle cruising, a philosophy built around flexibility. On these ships, there are no set dining times, no tuxedos required, and no rigid rules about where you should be at 6 p.m. For many modern travelers, this feels like a breath of fresh air. It's casual, it's adaptable, and it lets you design your vacation the way you want it. People who love variety often find themselves at home here. Specialty dining venues are the highlight, from sizzling steakhouses to teppanyaki tables where chefs put on a show. Entertainment ranges from Broadway-style productions to innovative activities like go-karts and laser tag, making it ideal for guests who crave something new at every turn. Yet seasoned cruisers know the main dining rooms can sometimes feel average, and those tempting free-at-sea promotions come with fine print that can surprise the unprepared. That's why the real key with Norwegian is reading carefully and planning ahead. Used wisely, the promotions can add tremendous value, but if you assume everything is truly free, you may spend more than expected. For travelers who dislike being boxed in, Norwegian offers a sense of freedom unmatched by most mainstream lines, and that freedom is exactly what keeps many people coming back. 10. Royal Caribbean. The theme park at sea, Royal Caribbean has built its name on the power of wow. Step on board, and you'll find rock climbing walls that soar above the ocean, surf simulators that let you ride the waves, zip lines across the ship, and even a lush central park filled with real trees swaying gently in the sea breeze. It's not just a cruise, it's a floating city designed to amaze at every turn. For families traveling with kids, teens, or even grandparents, this variety is a dream. There's always something happening, from Broadway-caliber shows to ice skating performances that rival land-based arenas. Yet with so much going on, some travelers can feel overwhelmed. Food offerings are wide, but consistency varies. So while there's always something to please, it may not always be spectacular. The secret to unlocking the best Royal Caribbean experience is to treat it like a theme park. Plan ahead, pre-book shows, and secure your dining reservations early. Travelers who love action, energy, and adventure will thrive here, while those seeking peace and quiet may want to carve out their own quiet corners. And that balance between thrill and retreat is what makes Royal so unforgettable for multi-generational families. 9. Holland America Line, the quiet classic. Holland America may not shout for attention like some of the bigger names, but it has quietly built a loyal following among travelers who value depth over dazzle. This is a cruise line where enrichment takes center stage. Destination lectures, cooking demos, and live music that ranges from classical quartets to jazz clubs. For those over 50 who see travel as a way to learn, reflect, and immerse themselves in culture, Holland America feels like a natural fit. The atmosphere is calm, elegant, and comfortable, though not flashy. Some of the ships are older, and the nightlife can feel subdued compared to the party-forward lines. But for many cruisers, that's exactly the charm. It's less about neon lights and more about a good glass of wine while listening to a world-class pianist. Holland America truly shines on longer itineraries, whether it's exploring the glaciers of Alaska or the vibrant ports of Asia. If your dream cruise is about connecting with the world rather than chasing adrenaline, this line rewards you with experiences that feel meaningful and memorable. Sometimes, less spectacle means more soul, and that's what makes Holland America a quiet classic worth considering. 8. Princess Cruises, the balanced choice. Princess Cruises has mastered the art of balance. Step on board, and you'll find an atmosphere that feels elegant without being stuffy, calm without ever crossing into boredom. It's the line that invites you to slow down, sip a good coffee in the piazza, and simply enjoy the rhythm of life at sea. For couples, empty nesters, and travelers who love destinations as much as the journey, Princess offers a perfect middle ground. Dining is one of the line's strongest points. The main dining rooms consistently deliver quality meals, while specialty restaurants like Crown Grill or Sabatini's add a touch of refinement. What really wins hearts, though, is the simplicity of bundled packages like Princess Plus or Princess Premier. Instead of feeling nickel and dimed for every drink, Wi-Fi plan, or gratuity, you get the essentials wrapped neatly into one stress-free deal. Entertainment may not be as flashy as Royal Caribbean or as energetic as Carnival, but that's exactly the charm. Live music in the atrium, enrichment talks, and destination lectures create moments of connection rather than overwhelm. If you're the type of cruiser who values comfort, consistency, and meaningful travel, Princess delivers in a way that feels both graceful and reassuring. 7. Cunard Line. A step back in time, Cunard is not just a cruise line, it's a living tribute to the golden age of ocean travel. Step on board, and you're instantly transported into a world of ballroom dancing, afternoon tea poured with white gloves, and elegant gala evenings that recall the romance of transatlantic crossings. For those who appreciate tradition, ritual, and history, Cunard delivers an experience unlike any other at sea. The atmosphere is refined and deliberate. Guests dress for dinner, string quartets play in grand lounges, and conversations often flow as smoothly as the fine wines being served. Yet for travelers who crave flip-flop casual nights or a laid-back vibe, Cunard can feel rigid. It isn't designed for party seekers. It's designed for those who love structure and sophistication. The lesson here is simple. pack for the experience you're choosing. On Cunard, formal attire isn't optional, it's part of the magic. If your heart beats faster at the thought of walking down a grand staircase in evening wear, this line may feel like a dream. And that's the beauty of cruising, finding the ship that matches not only your budget, but your spirit. 6. P&O Cruises, the British resort at sea. P&O Cruises has built its reputation by creating a true sense of home at sea for British travelers. From lively pub quizzes that spark friendly competition to traditional afternoon tea served with scones and clotted cream, everything feels unmistakably British. Even curry nights and familiar staples on the menu remind guests of comfort food from back home. And that's exactly why so many families and couples return again and again. The sense of community here is strong. Guests often describe the atmosphere as warm, friendly, and welcoming, with entertainment that reflects UK humor and tastes. Of course, for international travelers, some jokes may not land, and the entertainment can feel very local. But if approached with curiosity, that cultural flavor becomes part of the charm. Where P&O truly shines is in its affordability and consistency. Pricing is competitive, tipping culture is different from American lines, and small touches like kettles in cabins show how well the line understands its audience. For those who prefer comfort over glamour and want a cruise that feels familiar and down to earth, P&O offers an experience that feels like sailing with neighbors rather than strangers. 5. Disney Cruise Line magic for families. Disney Cruise Line delivers exactly what the name promises: magic. From the moment you step aboard, you're greeted with familiar characters, Broadway quality shows, and even fireworks at sea that light up the night sky. For families with children, it feels like stepping into a storybook where every detail has been designed to spark joy. The kids' clubs are unmatched, offering spaces so engaging that many little ones don't want to leave. Parents, meanwhile, appreciate the spotless ships and the impeccable service Disney is known for around the world. Of course, all of this comes at a higher price point. And for those traveling without kids, the constant family-centered atmosphere can feel overwhelming. Still, Disney has thought carefully about balance, adults-only spaces, along with fine dining options like Remy or Paolo, offer a retreat where grown-ups can relax and savor a quieter, more refined experience. For families seeking an unforgettable voyage where children's happiness is front and center, Disney sets a standard that few others can match. It's a reminder that sometimes the best measure of value isn't the cost, but the memories created along the way. 4. Oceania Cruises, the Foodie's Cruise. Oceania has earned a reputation that makes food lovers' hearts beat faster. It is celebrated for having some of the finest cuisine at sea. Imagine menus designed with the influence of master chefs like Jacques Pepin, where every dish feels more like art than mass production. For travelers who see dining as part of the adventure, this cruise line transforms meals into unforgettable moments. The ships themselves are intimate, creating a calm and refined atmosphere. You won't find roller coasters or flashy shows here, but instead destination-rich itineraries that focus on culture and connection. Entertainment is lighter compared to the big lines, yet that suits many guests perfectly, especially those who prefer an elegant piano performance over a late-night deck party. The real insider secret is to skip the buffet and savor the specialty restaurants, which are often included in your fare. From Toscana's Italian flavors to Polo Grill's classic steakhouse charm, every meal feels thoughtfully curated. For foodies and cultural travelers, Oceania delivers an experience where every bite is part of the journey, proving that sometimes the best memories are made at the table with friends, laughter, and flavors you'll never forget. 3. Ponant Luxury meets exploration. Ponant is where luxury and discovery meet. Picture a sleek French yacht gliding into remote corners of the world, while inside you enjoy Michelin-inspired dining, fine wines, and service that feels effortless. The scale is small and intimate, which means no crowds, no long lines, and plenty of quiet spaces where you can feel the rhythm of the ocean. This line is perfect for travelers who crave culture and exclusivity. Instead of Broadway shows or casinos, you'll find guest lecturers, naturalist talks, and performances rooted in local tradition. Some may find the nightlife limited. But for many seasoned cruisers, that quiet elegance is exactly what they're seeking. The real treasure of Ponant lies in where it can take you. Unlike the megaships, these vessels can slip into places like Antarctica, the Arctic, or remote tropical islands that few travelers ever see. For those who love exploration but don't want to compromise on comfort, Ponant offers an experience that feels both adventurous and refined, reminding us that the greatest luxury of all is access to the extraordinary. 2. Coral Expeditions, the explorer's dream. Coral Expeditions is all about pure adventure. Based in Australia, this line doesn't chase glitz or luxury. It's designed for travelers who care more about discovery than chandeliers. Instead of casinos or roller coasters, you'll find zodiacs waiting to take you ashore, naturalist guides sharing their expertise, and itineraries that reach places most big ships could never dream of entering. The atmosphere on board is informal and communal, almost like a research vessel where curiosity connects people. Meals highlight local flavors, from fresh tropical fruits to regional seafood, giving every dining experience a true sense of place. Cabins are practical rather than plush, but that simplicity frees you to focus on what's outside. The coral reefs, rugged coastlines, and wildlife encounters that make each day unforgettable. Here, entertainment is not found on a stage. It's the world beyond the railing. For those who would rather lace up sturdy shoes than dress up for formal nights, Coral Expeditions is the ideal choice. It proves that the greatest luxury for many explorers isn't a marble atrium, but the chance to stand in remote places where nature still feels wild and untouched. 1. Celebrity Cruises. The sweet spot. Celebrity Cruises has carved out a unique place in the industry by offering sophistication without the intimidating price tag of ultra-luxury lines. Step on board and you'll notice the modern decor, clean lines, and thoughtful design that feel more like a boutique hotel than a floating resort. It's calm, stylish, and distinctly adult-friendly, giving travelers a sense of refinement without ever feeling stuffy. The dining consistently earns high praise, with restaurants like Tuscan Grill and Murano setting a higher bar than most mainstream competitors. Bundled packages that include Wi-Fi, drinks, and gratuities simplify the experience, making it easier to relax without worrying about constant add-ons. For couples, foodies, and adults who want quality and comfort, Celebrity feels like the perfect balance of value and elegance. What makes it stand out even more are the little touches. Spaces like Eden on the Edge-class ships create magical moments. Imagine sipping a cocktail as the sun sets over the horizon, the world glowing in golden light. It's a reminder that cruising isn't always about thrill rides or big spectacles, but about savoring moments of connection and beauty. That is why Celebrity remains the sweet spot for so many modern travelers. So there you have it, 16 cruise lines ranked from worst to best. Yet the real truth is that worst doesn't mean terrible. It simply means the fit isn't right for everyone. A ship that feels overwhelming to one traveler may feel like paradise to another, and the lines at the top aren't flawless either. They've just mastered the art of consistently delivering what their audience values most. The real skill of cruising in 2025 is knowing yourself before you book. Do you crave nonstop fun with music and laughter around every corner? Or do you dream of a quiet evening at sea, watching the waves while savoring fine dining? Maybe it's about family magic, or perhaps it's cultural discovery in faraway ports. Once you match your personality to the right line, the entire experience shifts from just fine to truly unforgettable. If this guide gave you new insight, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Travel Vibes for more weekly cruise wisdom, and share in the comments which cruise line is your personal favorite and why. Because at the end of the day, cruising isn't just about the destination. It's about finding the journey that feels like it was designed just for you. And when you get that right, every voyage becomes a story worth telling again and again.